In this video I want us to take a closer look at my first experience with Autine tools and their large forest axe. This is a big axe. See if we can get a bit closer to the camera. Not too close or it won't fit. So I got this axe yesterday. I have yet to put it to any real use. I did try slicing some paper with it, and it is probably among my very sharpest axes out of all my axes and makers. Not sure it is, the most sharp axe of them all, but definitely among the very sharpest. Let's remove this. And this sheath is actually quite nice, very sturdy. Do we get better focus like this? A very heavy sturdy sheath will hold up quite well. So let's take a look at the super fine mirror polished blade. It might be some grease here, but that is from the sheath. It is actually really nice. Perfect fit here. No gaps, no nothing. Tight, snug fit. Overall very nice. So this axe, I don't think there are any videos on YouTube of this particular model. There are a few Autine axes videos, but not of their large forest axe. So this one is weighing in at around 2.8 kilos, making it somewhat heavy. It's not my heaviest axe, but in my top 5 of my heavier axes. But the handle length, being 83 centimeters almost in total length, does make it my longest axe handle of them all. And that is something that I like a lot. It also has this very special curvature or contouring of the handle, which I think looks and feels really good so far, but I have to test it to really know how it works out in real practical use. Grain orientation is pretty decent. I know that it becomes increasingly difficult the longer and the larger the handle is and the more contours you have going on. So given that, I do think they did a good job with this particular piece. I'll see if we can get some close-ups. So what I'm gonna do next here, before I really put this blade to good use, is that I am going to dress it in my regular fashion of sorts, meaning I'm gonna wrap some CCM cloth tape on part of the upper part here of the handle and on the lower part of the handle. Then I'm gonna wrap some paracord for overstrike shock protection. Once again, I mean, that's not super necessarily to do, but it is my routine of sorts, and that is why I'm going to do it on this particular axe as well. But not something you really need. Handle has a good feel to it, good smell to it too. So this being my first ever experience with Autine tools, I am impressed by the looks, by the fit and finish, by the feel. So all that remains is just that small thing called real life practical use of your tool. But I have no doubt that this one is going to perform quite well. Like probably insanely well, to be honest. Funny thing, when I got this one, and this is not, like I said, this is the large forest axe, this is not the Autine felling axe. But I couldn't help but, compare this one to my Gränsforsbruks not large forest axe, because that one is way too small to even be compared. But when comparing this to the largest Gränsforsbruks axe that I own, which is their American felling axe, this one made the American felling axe look like a small forest axe, you know. So this is definitely in the big boys club, so to say, and I expect it to perform like it as well. So once again, this is just a quick, you know, first view. Maybe I'm gonna post this, you know, this first little video here, despite it only being like a few minutes with no real use, but just, you know, to shove it up as a trailer of an upcoming video where I will do a bit of, you know, chopping, felling, splitting, kindling and or whatnot. I feel like I can do pretty much whatever I want with this axe. So it's gonna be a fun video to make for sure. So Autine tools, large forest axe, 83 centimeters, around 2.8 kilograms. A beast of an axe, super sharp, like insanely sharp. Yeah. Over and out for now. So I have now dressed my large forest axe in some CCM cloth tape, some paracord and some more CCM cloth tape. So this is not something you have to do in any way. I mean, it's really, you know, just personal preferences. Some people just, you know, hate the idea of putting anything on an axe handle. I am a bit torn, to be honest, but this is my routine of sorts since some time ago. So I am just gonna, you know, keep going with it until I develop some new preferences. Then it will be quite easy to remove. But this is what the axe looks like as of today. Good morning, guys. Yesterday we did a lot of splitting, but that is going to be shown later in this video review, because I'm not filming this in, you know, chronological order. But to be honest, I should have made the sharpness test prior to making the splitting segment of this video. Because I wanted to show the edge, you know, the brand new edge out of the box. And I did try that when I got the axe, of course, but I didn't record it on video. But the edge was among the sharpest out of all my axes, maybe even the sharpest one. But sadly, I don't think we will get that sort of result now, because we did a lot of splitting yesterday, and that will of course affect the edge in some sense. But I did at least clean the axe up a bit. It looks nice, but it's not gonna be the same as if we did the sharpness out of the box. So that is, you know, my bad, but it is what it is. I think it's still gonna be sharp. It will probably slice through these magazine papers, but maybe not just as fine as it did when I took it out of the box. So yeah, let's proceed. It's a bit wet outside here, and the pages might be sticking a bit to each other as they're getting damp. So let's go ahead. Still got some mirror finish, despite doing a lot of splitting yesterday. too damp. So I think it's safe to say that it's still quite sharp, but it was actually a bit sharper out of the box. I can feel it, but once again, how sharp you want an axe to be, that's always going to be up for debate. I want my axes to be around this sharpness, but I do also want the axes to have good edge retention, and I want the edge to be strong, to be tough as well. I don't want a super sharp axe that is fragile, that will get chipped or anything like that from semi-hard use. I mean, it's just going to be a lot more work. So yeah, that's it for the sharpness test. For this part of the video, I want to try and make some feathers using this axe. So I have a few different types of wood or pieces of wood here. So let's just see what we can accomplish with this forest axe. So maybe we should. I'm gonna zoom in a bit here. So let's see if we can make some semi-nice feathers here. Yeah. That's a pretty decent first feather. Yeah, it's not too bad. Pretty good. Probably the best feathers I've done with an axe. So not that I do feathers that often, but still. Maybe I should actually stand more like this, better for the camera, perhaps. I think it's pretty impressive work to be honest. Some really nice feathers. Slice them off here now. Small, let's see, small feather bouquet of sorts. Not bad at all, in my opinion. Not bad at all. Good stuff. Let's try some feathers from this small little twig. Feels very fragile, so I have to be kind of careful since the axe, I mean this axe weighs, as you know, 2.8 kilos, so it's maybe not the smallest or finest tool for this sort of job, you know, but yeah. Still, we did get some feathers of it. Such a tiny little twig. See if we can find some other pieces of wood here to try. Last piece of the day. I can't find that many different types of wood, or, you know, things like that, so we have to make do with what we have, sort of. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get a general idea that this one, this axe, I mean, it will feather stick a few different types of tree sorts, etc. It did a really fine job with the first two. This was a bit more different. Still not bad, still quite usable. Should you need to make some random feathers for a fire to start. So I mean, it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have done quite a lot of chopping here, or splitting today. I've been recording for another video than this, but I saved a lot of stuff for my Autine large forest axe. So this is not in any way a dedicated splitting axe. This is a felling axe, and it is quite... Actually, we're gonna take a look at it closer in the camera. Give me a second here. So, like I stated, this is not a dedicated splitting axe, but it does weigh 2.8 kilos. It has a handle length of 83 centimeters. So, I mean, my experience lets me know that it will still split. Most axes will split one way or another. Some will get stuck, some will, split with ease. And this one does have a fairly thin grind to it, which makes it a nice, an optional tool to me for felling, branching, delimbing, stuff like that. But I'm still pretty confident it will split well. It has a real extreme cutting edge here, and I think that just the pure weight and the handle length should, help me split with ease. I do think that there might be a risk of it getting stuck, but I hope I can do the splitting in just one strike. Then it doesn't matter if it should, I mean, it won't get struck if it passes through it completely. Then it's a non-issue. But let's start with some smaller pieces and work our way up. But yeah, this is actually my first use, so take a good look at this nice mirror polish here, because it's gonna look less mirrorish in a few minutes. So, and I would say that this I don't know the word in Swedish here, but this piece that I am, the base wood here that I'm doing the splitting on, it's a bit too high. I'm should have probably, cut off 5 or maybe even 10 centimeters of it. Now I'm thinking about digging it into the ground a bit, but I haven't done that, and I won't do it right now. But I will say that the impact of the axe is gonna be higher than what I want it to be. But it is what it is, so we can have that in our thoughts when we proceed with the chopping here. I'm just gonna figure out which piece to go first with. This one I will start with. So, not really a small piece, not super big either, but it is, it's a heavy piece, it's a bit wet. It's birch, as you can see. I have different types of trees here, but I don't know if people regular split when they need some wood for the fireplace inside. This is probably not too far off from what people go with, maybe even smaller pieces, I'm not sure. But as you can see, I do have some really big pieces as well here. I mean, yeah, and we're gonna go with these as well, but we're gonna start with this one. See what we can do. Man, the handle length. This is nice. Yeah, first piece, first use. So what did we get here for our very first use? We got a crack going pretty much all the way down. I didn't strike it totally centered, Not my proudest strike, but it is what it is. And now comes the part of, you know, getting the axe out. Not super hard, maybe not super easy either though, but yeah. There's gonna be some, it's gonna be interesting to see what this one looks like on the inside in regards of knots and stuff like that. There we go. Yeah, there is some knots going on here. That's to be expected, which is why it didn't break apart right away. You can see there, perhaps not. It's quite, you know, twisty inside. So that was, you know, not the easiest piece to start off with. I will give it that. Let's see. Let's go with one similar size piece. Not sure about knots on this one as well, but there's probably gonna be some knots here, and definitely something large down here. But anyway, let's try this out. It's good trying different types of pieces of wood here. Get some variation going. Yeah, definitely that big piece of knot here in the lower part. Yeah, look at that. These knots, they tend to really, you know, keep the pieces snug together. Otherwise it will go clean through. Let's see. Maybe I want to go kind of large right away, to be honest. Maybe not this large right away, but this kind of. Okay, so maybe I'm taking it a bit to the extreme right now. I don't know what this piece weighs, probably around 20, yeah, probably around, I don't know, 15-20 kilos, something like that. Not quite sure. It's heavy. This is where things get interesting, I'd say. Yeah. So this is what I was actually hoping for. Managing to do this with just one strike, not having to deal with getting the axe unstuck. Not too bad. Come on. Damn birch. Yeah. That's more. Definitely more like it. It's actually biting quite deep into this base wood piece here. Show that. Man, man, this is pretty nice. I say the handle comfort, you know, the handle length, the comfort of the handle makes it really nice working with. I really gotta say that. So let's take this super large piece now. This will be fun. Even bigger than the base of the wood here. I just realized maybe I should have done the sharpness test of the axe before starting doing this splitting. Oh well, it will just be a testament to the sharpness if it is still as shredded. So, man, I'm getting a bit exhausted. I've been doing this for a bit today. Yeah, let's do it. Holy shit. Yeah. That is pretty impressive stuff, to be honest. Yeah. And once again, do remember, this is not a dedicated splitting axe. Yet I am standing here splitting pieces of wood that are kinda extreme, in my opinion and in my experience. Other people will have other opinions and experiences. These are mine. It's biting deep into my base thing here. Here's, I felt something when I did that last splitting. I felt something that felt a bit off in a way, and that thing was this. See this hard knot here. I was not expecting it to show up here in this piece. So I felt it on the axe. I think it did. I mean, it didn't do anything. We split it. The axe is of course fine, but I just felt like there was something special with this particular piece of wood. Maybe this is actually, I'm building too high now, so we won't be able to see the actual chopping. That would be a shame. The axe is performing as well as it is right now. So maybe we can try some other types of tree. Some other types of trees here as well. I have a bit, I'm not sure what this is, could be pine or fir or something. These are, but here are some more pieces of damn, I don't know if it's getting heavier or if I'm just getting a bit more tired. Damn. So this is once again some birch. It may be a softwood, but it's still large pieces. It's wet, it's heavy, and it's knotty, so still provides sort of a challenge, I think. Yeah. The one thing that strikes my mind right now when I'm doing this is do Autine tools make a splitting axe, a dedicated splitting axe? And if so, how good a tool must it be? That's something to think about, right? This looks like an interesting piece as well. Some random knots here. Still not much of an issue. So, will this axe split? Most definitely will. It will split. Like I said, I mean, regardless of the thinness of the grind, it will still split. I might have to, you know, touch up the edge, or not touch up the edge, I mean clean the edge. There is no edge damage. And there's still mirror finish on it here, so that's not an issue. But as you can see, it does, I mean, it's a bit not quite as clean as it was like 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes ago. But it's still quite nice. Handle length, overall weight makes this one, and not only, I would say it's not only about the handle length and the weight, it's also about the handle ergonomics. That's a big part of it, making this one a real nice axe to do these sorts of heavy splitting tasks with. I like it a lot. Or maybe we should actually go with these. What are these? Is this pine or fir? Let's try these. Oh, there's a really big knot there. Damn, yeah. Can't be helped. Maybe I can. Oh, dang it. Oh well, I mean, look at this. Oh well, for whatever it's worth, let's give it a go. Not that bad, to be honest. There's a bonus segment of sorts. I just got this piece here that I found. Let's see what we can do with that one. Yeah. Taking it to the extreme. That's how we want to do it. Holy freaking hell. Yeah. Man, the impact, look at this. This sucks for an impact point, you know, it should be much, much lower. So have that in your thoughts when I do this. But this is not how it should be. Yep. Ah! Ah. Ah. Now we get some stickiness, probably because it's super wet also. And super big. Give me a second. I think this is pine. Not quite sure, but could be pine. So it's time for some debranching and limbing. I did not take this tree down, it had already been taken down, but I am going to try to remove some of these twigs and sticks here, or branches. Best. Oops. Pretty clean cuts. I mean, it's really nice clean cut, so we can take a look at that with the camera closer up once I've done. The easiest place to find a good angle to do the cutting here. Still visible in the camera. Might have to rotate it a bit to get the final parts seen. Yeah, we're still visible. So I think we got pretty much every branch of it now. And I should of course have moved the camera back when I did the final part, but as can be seen here, we debranched the whole thing with less or not a lot of effort. Very nice. Here we have a small birch that is not feeling too well. There has been two other ones down here, but they have rotten and fell over. There are some pieces laying here and there, but this one is still standing, but it is very much about to die, or it's pretty much already dead. So we're not killing any live trees like that. Then again, axes like this one, they do work better on trees that are semi-alive, so to say. But let's try to or not let's try, let's do take this small birch down. It shouldn't be that hard, to be honest, given the size of this axe. See what is the best way for me to stand to also get something visible in the camera. So, and it's not really the best spot here, but yeah. See a decent chunk right away. Wish I had a better position here. Not really that good, to be honest. Can't really go with all my full force here due to me not standing in the most proper of ways. It's very nice clean cuts here, really clean cuts, probably the cleanest cuts I've seen so far with pretty much any of my axes. I'm gonna take a look at that once the tree is down. This is what I like to see. Super, I mean, like butter smooth. It's too bad I had the camera attached here to the tripod, otherwise I would have just, you know, gone up here and shoved in detail. Maybe I should do that regardless. I think we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna go with the entire tripod here. It's a bit difficult when, you know, when I have the tripod with me. But let me tell you that this surface is insanely smooth. This is exactly what you want to see. I mean, it's like smoother than if I had used like 2000 grit sandpaper. Yeah. See if we can find the right position here again. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. Something like that, perhaps. Oops, not really sure. Might zoom in a bit. Yeah. There we go. Should be. It does look a bit. Yeah, something like that. It does not have to be 100%. I wish I could, you know, mow around the tree a bit, but it is what it is. So, yeah. You know what, let's go grab the camera again and take a look at this. It's actually good that the tree didn't fall over, because now we get a good chance. to see what it looks like. See this? This is great. This is exactly. I mean, I gotta fix the tripod here. Give me 1 second. It's way too much in the way. So now it should be a bit more. Actually, we're gonna do like this as well. So now we can work it a bit better. So let's take a look here again. Do you see the cleanness here of the cut? This is, I'm not gonna lie now, this is probably the cleanest cuts I've seen out of all my axes when doing some felling. I mean, the surface here, it is super smooth. So I'm impressed, but I you know, looking at the grinds and the geometry of the large forest axe, this does not surprise me even one bit. I mean, well, I am still a bit surprised it's, you know, this clean, but it's not hard to, you know, logically understand why it looks like this. Oops. Now we just have to tip the tree over, so no one hurts themselves here. Maybe one final strike too at that, because there is still some tree fiber holding it slightly together. So let's remove this. Now we can put it to the side a bit. There we go. So I think that we can also try some splitting up of pieces here. This is the birch we just took down. It's not, you know, It's not super stable, but it won't move too much. I see now that there is a branch over here, so probably better to go either here or here. Doesn't matter too much. I don't know what's best for in the camera. Maybe over here. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. Once again, good clean cuts. Not sure how visible it is in the camera. Guess we could take the camera, zoom in a bit on the leftovers. Not too bad. So in front of us we have a tall fir that has fallen over. It's not gonna make it, so it makes for a suitable chopping object. And I also think that it is good that we try something other than just birch, for example. Variety is good. It's good knowing how your axe performs on different types of trees, for sure. Yeah, hopefully this will be semi-visible in the camera. There are some fallen over trees here that I can't really move because they're too big and too heavy. But let's just go ahead here. That's a fine cut. But you definitely feel the difference, you know, compared to birch. That's for sure. Man, the cleanness of the cuts. Oh man. This is, I mean, to me this is pretty much unseen before, having cuts like that. I'm gonna remove a bit here so we can bring the camera forward. See if we can get You know, this is you know what, I think I have to bring the camera. Gonna skip the whole tripod and just go with the actual camera this time. And now I realize you guys probably haven't been able to see much of the actual chopping here. But look at this. This is, I mean, this is so smooth. I think maybe I should switch the position of the camera. I just realized that you guys aren't really seeing that much of the actual action, so I decided to switch place on the tripod. So let's continue. A bit on the sides now. Man, look at this. Absolutely. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, give me a second here. Got to take a closer look again here. You guys see that? Trying to get the focus going here, but I decided to remove a piece here on the left side. And look! Look at that, huh? Okay, let's go back to business. We can't just stand here and look at this in awe at the clean cuts forever. We do have to do some work as well. But I mean, this is... Now I want to remove the camera again for you guys to take a look at this. But I guess we can't continue like that. I want to take photos of that piece that is now buried in the ground, so we have to fix it. You know what, I'm probably gonna... Let's do like this. Let's bring forth the camera. Let's do a special thing here. So, here's the thing. I want to take a photo of this piece, but this weighs a ton, so I will just cut it up here and lift this piece away so we can inspect it a little. Gonna change the camera like that. So, look how nice it is. Are we actually getting some movement? Maybe we can get it before long. After all. Ah! There we go. Well, that makes it a lot easier. Give me a second. So it is actually possible to take a look at this bottom side now, but I still think that I want to split this piece and make it even easier to show in the camera. I should probably turn the camera a bit. Perhaps, yeah, perhaps like that instead. Is that good? Yeah, doesn't matter too much. This is insane. Now we can inspect this part. Let's see. So, what you see here is an all flat surface. This is very impressive. Very, very impressive stuff. That I've got to say. Among the best I've seen. So I was just thinking if we could try and do some feathers of some sort on this piece here. Not sure if I can, which is the best way for me to stand. Move this one back a bit. I don't know, like that perhaps. I don't know. I don't know what's good for the camera here, but So now we've done some shaving. Of sorts. We have finally come to the last part of this video, which is my final thoughts and some sort of conclusion. I have now put this axe to some serious good use. We have done everything from slicing paper, which might not be, good use, other than to test the sharpness. We have done some feathers of different kinds. We have done some delimbing, branching, splitting, and also felling. In other words, we have done most of the tasks that an axe should do, in my opinion. Especially a forest axe, or like a general outdoors axe. I mean, it's not this model is not a heavy specialized tool in any way. It is a do-it-all axe that should excel in felling. That is sort of my opinion. So what do I think about this axe? Well, as you have seen from the actual performance, it did a great job with pretty much everything I throw at it. But what I really like about this axe is the length to begin with, 83 centimeters. That is, I mean, it's a long axe, but I like it. It is definitely a pro. Other than that, I like the design of the handle with lots of curving or curves going on, which works well for splitting, for felling, for most of the stuff. I will say though that, maybe I should move slightly closer to the camera, that it is very wide, this part. I mean, I can still get my hand around it like this, but it is by far the widest handle up here of all my axes. Makes, of course, for a stronger handle, but reduces the ergos slightly. I will have to say that. Not a big issue, but it's, since it is also a large head, a heavy head, it does make it, semi-exhausting having this particular grip. But other than that, I love the length, the thickness, the curves. This handle is it's really nice. I mean, I love the handles on my Phoenix axes. People that know me will know that I really like those handles, but this one is also there in the very top out of all my handles for all my different axes. What I also like about this one is, well, I mean, the sheath is not bad either. Really sturdy, not bad at all. Here, the mirror polish. After everything we've done, it's got this nice finish yet. There are, it probably can't be seen, but there are some small, I keep forgetting the words in English, but like scratch marks and stuff here, but that are not, really that visible. But I mean, it's an axe that I'm using. It's not a wall hanger, so it's gonna have some wear and tear. But here's what I like: the profile of the axe. This, thin geometry, which makes it really nice for felling. I think we're out of focus. It's not super easy getting this in focus, to be honest, but it does have a kind of thin overall thin geometry. Like I stated when we did the splitting, I mean, this is not what a splitting axe looks like. It's quite the opposite, but still it did manage to do a good job splitting. The fit of the hang here and the head is really tight and good. Nice finish overall here. The head has a mode, a micromillimeter even. It's exactly where we began, so no issues whatsoever with any loose heads or anything. Super solid. So if you've been thinking about buying one of these axes, they are expensive. This is actually the most expensive axe I've ever gotten. I do have some axes from Phoenix that are semi-close in price, but this is actually the priciest one. And whether or not it's worth it for you, I'm not gonna say that. It's just that, I like to spend that kind of money on tools that I use and that perform the way I want them to perform. Will other axes do sort of the same job? Yeah, perhaps, but I mean, it's gonna be up to personal preferences. I haven't seen this particular design anywhere else, with this handle, with this head, with this well, not exactly this profile design, head design, and I mean, to me it has served me excellent. It's still really sharp. I love the edge retention on this one. Super good edge retention, strong edge, sharp edge. So for me it is worth it, but for other people, I mean, it's gonna be up to your budget, up to your preferences. They do make other axes than the large forest axe. They have a bunch of different models, a lot of smaller models than this, but they also have some larger ones, like the American felling axe and the double bit axes. Maybe they are not all, they are at least longer handles, maybe not quite as heavy now that I think about it. But there are a few different models to pick from, and a few different finishes and handle designs. But this one spoke to me, and I felt like I wanted to give it a chance. Had it let me down, then I would of course not have felt that good spending the kind of money that this one cost. But seeing as how it has performed and how the ergos and everything work the way I want, that makes it worth it for me. So I mean, it's gonna be up to your personal preferences and your budget. But if you get one, you can expect it to perform great, as you have seen in the video. So that is kind of my conclusion, that if you have the money to spend, if you like the design and what you see in the performance, then I mean, yeah, then it might be worth investing in. Me personally, I'm looking into getting another one or two. I am tempted to get the double bit forest axe. I think it's kind of a neat looking design. So that is what you might see me show off in regards of Autine in the future. So nice axe, great performance, great ergos. I do recommend it, absolutely, if you have it in your budget. Because it's not a cheap axe, but you will get what you pay for, so to say. And that is my final thoughts and the conclusion of this full review of the Autine large forest axe. Over and out.